Hey guys, welcome back to the 80/20 of e-commerce. My name is Gary Huang. Today we're going to learn about Amazon increasing their fees for 2022. How bad is this going to be? Also, there's good news about online sales are really booming as of October. Is this going to be a positive sign for Q4? As well as Beanie Babies. Do you guys remember these? There was a very interesting story about how they're being airlifted from China to the US to save Christmas, as well as President Biden and Xi having a virtual summit from earlier this week. What are the implications for us as e-commerce sellers? All right. And this is the 80/20 of e-commerce for the week of November 19th. And this is brought to you by the 7-Figure Seller Summit. So let's dive right into this, guys. So first off, despite all of the high inflation going on in the US online consumer is showing extreme resiliency. According to the Wall Street Journal, online sales have risen by 4% in October. So this has beaten expectations. Note, however, these retail sales figures don't take into account for inflation. So some of the increase can be adjusted for the higher prices, according to the Wall Street Journal. In my view, if this holds up in Q4, this could be a very positive sign that it's going to be a hugely robust season for e-commerce sellers such as ourselves. And many sellers, on the other hand, they're kind of afraid to raise prices right now. But when the tide rises, all of the boats rise, right? So if inflation is happening, if all prices are going up across the board, now could be a ripe time for you to consider adjusting your price to offset all of those high shipping costs, the increased product costs, as well as all of the other challenges that we're dealing with in the whole supply chain and e-commerce world. So take this into account, guys. This could be a positive sign. Next, so Beanie Babies. Do you guys remember these? The owner of Beanie Babies, Ty Warner, said that in order to get their products on the shelves in time for Christmas and to go circumvent through this whole perfect storm of supply chain, they've booked over 150 air cargo flights from China to Chicago. So what does this mean? The company has spent over $1.5 million chartering these air cargo flights so they can deliver these toys in time for Christmas. And then the interesting part is they haven't raised their prices at all. So in the press release, Warner says Christmas is not canceled. So the takeaway, in my view, is to leave no stones unturned. All right. So obviously, few of us have the budget to spend over 7 figures on chartering an air cargo flight. But air shipping is an option for some of you guys out there. If your products may be smaller, maybe lighter, or maybe may have a high enough price point to command that. In the past, for some of my products, I've shipped them all by air, and I was able to, even though we paid a little bit more, it makes sense to get it on the shelf for Q4 so you can take advantage of winning time. All right. So takeaway is leave no stone unturned. Next, on Monday, President Biden and President Xi had a virtual summit meeting to discuss many issues regarding China and the US. These have included trade, human rights, climate change, Taiwan, and more. After the 3.5-hour meeting, there was a lot of talk, but there were not a lot of firm actionables or breakthroughs. So in my view, the takeaway here is keep calm and carry on, guys. Do what you're doing. I don't see the tariffs going away anytime soon. Next, Amazon's annual fee increase announcement was this week, effective January 2022. They're adjusting their prices all across the board. On average, the price increase is about 5.2% according to Amazon. Obviously, your mileage may vary depending on your product category, depending on your product size. So you might be asking, is it still worth it to sell on Amazon? In my opinion, if you're an e-commerce seller, Amazon is too big to ignore. They command over 50% of the market share in Ecom, and you have to ask yourself, are you either going to deal with these slightly higher prices, or are you going to forego half of the market share of the booming e-commerce market? The decision is up to you. So definitely look at ways to offset those fees, guys, if you haven't already. Next, this is the last week to vote for Seven Figure Seller Summit as your favorite Amazon conference and seller poll. So competition was heating up, as you saw. Helium 10, probably the biggest software company in the Amazon space, is hot on our heels, guys. So we really would appreciate your support. When we win again this year, this is what we're going to do to celebrate. I'm going to re-release Seven Figure Seller Summit 5 for 1 week. So if you didn't catch it back in August, now is your opportunity. So let's go for the win, guys. I would be grateful if you would vote for us at Seven Figure Seller Summit as your favorite Amazon conference at Seller Poll. And let's go for the win, guys. I appreciate the support. You can vote at sellerpoll.com, or you can hit the link below the video. Thank you. All right, next, the seven-figure case study was something new that we launched about a week and a half ago, and we've had a lot of positive feedback so far, guys. So last week we premiered and I walked you through how I'm looking at ways to find a profitable product to create a brand new e-commerce business from scratch and to build it to seven figures. All right. So this week I'm back with a new episode, and I kind of got stuck. So I know a lot of you guys are going through the same thing, especially in product selection. So coming up with product ideas, I got stuck. So I showed how I found ways to get unstuck, as well as a secret to finding good product ideas. So if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely check out the video. The link will be below. All right. Episode 2, seven-figure case study, you guys. All right. And then also you'll learn, and also, I'll offer a live over-the-shoulder walkthrough of me coming up with over 20 additional product ideas after I got stuck in less than 20 minutes. So I think this would be super valuable if you are looking to broaden your product selection, coming up with more product idea skills. All right. And then last but not least, as some of you guys know, I run the Seven Figure Seller Summit. I've interviewed over 100 8-figure and 7-figure e-commerce sellers and Amazon sellers. So I really distilled everything I learned into this free PDF playbook I'd like to offer you guys as my gift to you for sticking around until the end. So you can get the free playbook at the link below the video, and or you can type in sevenfiguresellersummit.com/playbook. All right. So with that, have a great week, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you guys celebrating, and we will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.